A few years ago, I told myself that I was going to make every year count. I was sad and tired of the endless loop that I felt like I was trapped in, dealing with health problems, personal life issues, and just overall feeling stuck in life. But I realized that the only person who could save myself was me. Good morning, it's 6 a.m. Welcome to my new apartment. Oh my god, I made it! Oh my god. And now I've achieved so much more in my life than I ever thought that I could. So if you were looking for that sign to change your life, this is it. 2025 is just around the corner, so let's make 2025 our best year yet. But what does making it our best year yet even mean? The first step to making it your best year yet is to figure out what that means for you, because everybody has their own individual goals and wants and desires. So the first thing that we should do is to take out one of our journals and write what you want to be from 1 year from now. You can write it in a day in the lifestyle, or you can write it in just affirmations. But for example, 1 year from now, I will hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Or 1 year from now, I will be able to run a half marathon. Or 1 year from now, I will be accepted into my dream university. Or it could be written in like a day in the life type of way that fulfills all of the healthy habits that you have in mind, that considers all of the goals that you have in mind, so that all of us have a direction that we want to go in order to make next year our best year yet. Remember, when you're creating these things, to make it realistic, because sometimes when we shoot for things that are too high, it can feel impossible to achieve, and then we just won't do anything at all. So being able to make these goals realistic and able to be broken down into multiple parts is the key in this first step, and figuring out what your own definition of best year yet is. So when setting up your goals, maybe you could break it down into 3 categories of goals. It's really helpful to create one goal that is more towards your career or academics, for example, applying to medical school, or doing well on your MCAT or things like that, or getting a promotion, a new job. And then the second goal could be physical goals, like for example, finally going to that workout class that you wanted to go to 1 time a week, or training for a half marathon and being able to hit that. And then the third goal would be something that is more mental. So remember that mental health is health, and it's so important to take care of your mind. You are in your head 24/7, and let's all make our minds a nice place to be. That can be things like meditation, or finally booking that counseling appointment that you've really put off for the past year. Now, after we've figured that out, the next thing that we want to write down and figure out is our reason why. Because we can have all of these goals, but if we don't have an innate desire to fulfill these goals, we're never going to be able to have the discipline that we need and the consistency that we need to achieve them. So what is that deep down reason why you want to achieve every single one of these goals? One of the examples that I can think of when I first embarked on my self-improvement journey a couple of years ago was that I was extremely tired and upset about where I was in life, and I had no idea what direction that I wanted to be in, and I was tired of feeling that way all the time. I was tired of being tired. I was tired of not fulfilling my goals and my aspirations and feeling like my life had no direction. I was isolating myself. I knew there were so many things that I was doing that was bad because I didn't have those innate desires to change. I just continued doing them until one day I just said, all right, I've had enough of this. I want to make the next year my year of transformation and my year of change. And embarking on this journey is definitely going to be hard, but one of the most inspiring quotes that I've seen in my life is that success is on the other side of hard, and that staying the way that I was might feel comfortable, but it was also difficult. So I just had to choose which hard that I wanted to do, and to maybe do some things that were out of my comfort zone and deal with things head on instead of running away from them. And although that year was the most difficult year of my life, I think that it was also also the most transformative year of my life, where I wasn't afraid to cut off toxic people from my life. I made incredible improvements to my physical health, because prior to that, hair was falling out. I had a lot of struggles with acne and eczema, and I just wasn't taking care of myself physically. And thirdly, I was finally working towards the goals that I've wanted for myself for so long, and that's how I kind of ended up where I am today. Being able to consistently think about why you started in the first place and why your goals are important to you is super important for you to continue on this journey and to make next year your best year yet. Nobody else is going to push you to do these hard things. Nobody else is going to come save you. So you have to save yourself. You have to push yourself, and I believe that you can do this. Now that we've had our goals and we figured out our whys behind all of our goals, the next thing that we want to do is implement a routine. And you can write down this in a journal. You can just have this inside of your head. But having routines is so important, because it's not about that one huge step that we take, but it's about all the little ones, improving that 1% every single day until we hit our goals, and staying consistent. Consistency is more important than motivation. Consistency is what really creates those big changes. So having routines is essential for building towards our goals. Let's say one of your goals was to have clear, healthy skin, and you just need to be consistent with your skincare routine to do that. So being able to implement those 5 minutes every morning within your morning routine, right after washing your face and brushing your teeth, it just keeps that as a habit. So that's something that is automatic, that you do every single morning and every single evening, so that you stay consistent with that routine and hit your goal at the end of the year. Keep in mind that with each and every goal, there are going to be setbacks out of your control, like that one pimple during your period or anything like that. But I think you guys understand my point. It's those small habits that build to really succeed in those large goals. And just remember that everybody, once again, is individual. Everybody will have different routines and healthy habits that they're going to prioritize. So for some people, like waking up at 5 a.m. is super important for them every single day. Some people it doesn't matter as much, but they prioritize things like exercise. So I don't want you guys to look online and compare yourselves to anybody else's routine. Take it as inspiration, take it as motivation, but don't make that feel bad about yourselves, because remember, everybody is individual. Another step that we want to take for making 2025 our best year yet is to have a plan to monitor our progress. So what I like to do is every 3 months or so to sit and reflect about the past couple of months that happened, because as I mentioned before, if you're taking those small steps, every day is not going to have a huge change, so you're not going to be able to see how far you've come. And being able to have a plan every couple of months to sit there and reflect on really how far that you've come throughout the entire year just adds to your motivation. And you can also readjust your goals so that these goals are still aligning with what you want in life, because sometimes that can change throughout the span of a whole year. A year is a really long time. So having those planned moments, those quarterly resets and reflections can help us learn about our past mistakes, maybe the past couple of months, what didn't work out, and be able to adjust it for the next couple of months so that we can continue to succeed throughout the entire year. So the next thing is to basically just start. And I know that 2025 is still a month or so away, but why not start now so that your habits and your routine can already be developed for the January incoming year. And by January, you're already going to have that 1 month extra that you wouldn't have had by waiting all the way until January. And over the course of the next year, I can guarantee that we are all going to have setbacks. We all go through things that we don't talk about. So nobody is perfect in that way. Nobody's life is perfect. There are hurdles to jump through, but it's the difference between getting stopped by those hurdles and just completely shutting down and picking yourself back up to continue on the journey that you promised yourself you will go on. That's the difference between staying where you are right now and becoming the best version of yourself. I also wanted to remind you guys that as you're going through your self-improvement journey, to not forget to take care of yourself. Remember that it's okay to take breaks whenever you need them, because if you don't, then you're just going to burn yourself out, and that's not sustainable in the long term. So I think that there's a balance to be had between working towards the future and enjoying the present moment. Remember that we're not running towards some fictional finish line, because there isn't going to be a finish line. Our life is really a process, and there's always going to be higher goals that we can achieve and more things that we want to do with our lives. So remember, take that break when you need to, go to that party if you want to. Like, I know you gotta study, but sometimes life has to be lived as well. So try not to fall into a really toxic mindset, because if you have no breaks at all, if you isolate yourself, if you're just going towards your goals, you're going to end up burnt out and possibly unhappy, and that's not what we want. The ultimate goal is to just be happy. So remember to take care of yourselves, everyone, on this self-improvement journey, and you're going to get to exactly where you need to be. Anyways, that's enough yapping for now.